There's no fanfare, no music for this seminar. You all know the drill. You all know that either your upbringing, your social and economic milieu either made you or didn't. A few of you in the room have less significant others with you than you had when you came through the seminar. I don't know any of you that has additional significant others, although we'll find out because we have a high breakup rate among seminar attendees. Not because of anything I preach, but other than you as individuals see that you and your partners, both significant others and business partners, aims are not in sync. And depending on how serious you are, will depend on how you move forward. I personally think that this hour is much more civilized than the seminar hour that started at 8 instead of 9. And although we're going to have more physical work in the breakout sessions, it's important to note when we go through these cases, most of which you brought yourselves, some of which are from business schools, as I mentioned last night, and the level of detail that the business schools present that isn't really necessary for your first acquisition. Your first acquisition is getting on the road so your dream team knows they're functional, but more importantly, because your dream team has done deals, so you know you're functional. And success begets success, and then there'll be no stopping you. As I pointed out in the last seminar, that one of our Hall of Famers has passed on, which his family's not making any announcement about it, so I'm not. But anyway, one of those individuals isn't there anymore. And as I pointed out, we will be adding on graduation this week an inductee, I believe is the way you could say it, to the Hall of Fame, the first one in a while. Now, I also want to make a point. I had some questions asked of me. Everybody up there didn't make billions, as Don would say. Everybody up there made money, a few billions, but a few changed lives of a lot of people. And then, in fact, one changed lives of a lot of people, then went on to make a shit ton of money, which I find humorous. It's a she, so she doesn't think it's so humorous, but when she found out that she could not only change lives, but make money, she thought they were mutually exclusive, and they're not at all. I wanted to make an announcement that we have a new publication, so to speak, and it's not in hard copy. It'll be up on the internet soon, and it is. Let's see. Can you read that?
Your first 100 million.
Yeah, but how can you read it?
I learned a little bit of Russian.
Oh, she can speak. I asked the wrong person then. Okay. It's your first 100 million in Russian. And it's going up on the website, and it's going up for free, just as the Romanian copy. And we have Alex to thank, and his wife, and God knows how many other people that speak Russian. But also the ebook will go up soon in Russian. So it as just a way of me passing on the 7 steps to another people, so to speak, that can't afford it. So, but we worked hard. I say we. I mean the royal we. I haven't do hardly anything, but hard the last several weeks to make sure that got done. So it'll be going up very, very soon, and I'll look forward to see what the response is. we have a feeling we know what the response is, but you never know until you do it. Any questions? The movie about Andrew Carnegie last night, who just comes from down the road. What's the takeaway about Andrew?
Sometimes you have to be ruthless.
God knows he was ruthless. I mean, that made him look, that movie made him look out like more like a saint than he was. But then he got religion, as they say. Whenever you're running out of runway, kids, just in case there is a God or a Allah or a Buddha, you want to pay your way into the fucking joint. So you start doing good shit. I mean, I don't know a rich guy that didn't do the same, or gal that didn't do the same thing. You know, I mean, I can go one by one down the row here from the influencers, and they all did the same thing to a man or a woman. Just in case, Theodore, just in case there is a man upstairs, fuck, I want to make sure I pave that staircase with as much money as I can, giving it up to people. And I humbly say I'm no different. No different. I didn't get serious about charities until maybe 10 or 15 years ago. Although I've always given money to charities, but I didn't get serious about it till about maybe 12 or 14 years ago. But he was a ruthless little shit. He was. And he went kind of nuts, bonkers, towards the end of his life when the last 30 years of his life or so, when he tried to give away all his money. And in doing the research for that film, as I mentioned last night, I didn't realize he had a daughter. Somehow it slipped by me, but he had a daughter who died in 1990, I think. At 90 years old. I don't know if it was 1990. She lived well into the last century. Yeah, sometimes you have to be ruthless. And remember, I said that as long as it's moral, ethical, legal, and we're not hurting anybody's feelings on purpose, that was the operative part. Because I'm certain that I've hurt people's feelings, but not on purpose. Although, thinking back 30, 35 years, I might have crossed that line about hurting people on purpose. But it's the fog of war now. I don't recall that. That's a long, long time ago. Yeah, but in this part of the world, he's quite famous and infamous. Kind of like a modern-day Sir William Wallace from Braveheart, except for finance. And we're going to see some other, icon statistics and facts about some of the other guys that are quite infamous that have created massive wealth. And as I said last night, his wealth is estimated to be in 2007 or $8 was about 310 billions, as Don would say, and now it's closer to 400 billions. And when you think about the richest guy on the planet is, 50, 60, 70 billions now. And so when you think about the money that he created more than 100 years ago, it's quite remarkable. And depending on what story you want to believe how he left Scotland, the operative thing is kids that are watching YouTube, most of the smart people leave Scotland. There's a message there, and as Tony Robbins would say, success leaves clues. So we are going to split up. We're going to talk some more when we get off YouTube about how we're going to handle the cases. We haven't passed them. Oh, they're still up here. Haven't passed them out. There's a couple cases you all have the same, and you will be not stunned. That's too strong a word. You will be surprised how each team separates and looks at the facts. And the point of that part of the exercise is that your dream team, and so we're trying to pretend that each group is like a dream team. Billy is going to look at the numbers different. Billy is one of Wout's dream team members I happen to know from another life. And the other guys on your dream team are going to look at it differently. And so each one of them that looks at it differently is going to base it on his past experience, just like each one of you that looks at the information given, you're going to base it on your past experience. 2 or 3 of you in this room have financial backgrounds where you're enumerant, as they say. You understand analysis. 1 or 2 of you understand analysis too much because you spend too much time with analysis. 1 or 2 of you have no experience, and it's not just the weed man that has little transactional experience. Although you did sell your business, didn't you? Yeah. Okay, so you're one transaction up on a lot of the people in this room. Not everybody in here has a field yet of endeavor, i.e. healthcare, etc. Not everybody in the room has done a deal. But what we all have in common is that you have the underlying QLA methodology. Some of you have lived it more stringently than others. Some of you have only scratched the surface. It doesn't matter. I told you that some of the kids take longer to find, and some of the kids, you being the kids, pivot more. Because the last thing I want anybody here in this room or listening on YouTube to do is stay in a field that you don't like. Because you got to love it. Because it's going to be your partner for several years. Because if you don't love it, it gets old. And then invariably, you're not successful. You might even fail. And then Dan Peña, it's his fault. QLA, it's his fault. It's not. As I said last night, the only real guarantee is that if you quit, you're not going to bring your dreams to fruition. Yes, Napoleon Hill was ruthless, but in this part of the world, you can't find anybody to say anything bad about him. I mean, and if you go farther south to where he's really from, 30, 40 miles, 50 miles, I mean, and everything's got his goddamn name on it. I mean, you can't find anybody. Because he has funded tens of thousands of scholarships over the years, not just here in Scotland, but in England and throughout the United States. Carnegie Mellon, the famous technical university in America, is named after him. He endowed it with I don't know how much money, but a lot of money. And you can't find anybody. And so he did a lot of good. And Gates et al. Are following in his footsteps. I don't know if Mr. Carnegie knew about malaria or they didn't have AIDS or anything like that, but he would probably donate a lot of money. Any questions about Andrew Carnegie or any other comments about the billionaire? Okay, YouTube, thank you. We'll talk to you later. And I'll be traveling around, going from group to group as the day goes on for the next few days, actually till the seminar ends. We will have some of the information that the guys come up with to show you what they based their analysis. Thank you. Talk to you later.